Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm here with Linda Mechanic and she's the owner of Peach Tree Pottery, which is located in Los Angeles. Thank you so much for coming and visiting us today.
Thank you for having me.
Great. So Peach Tree Pottery, it's a very unique shop you have. I love it. You have a lot of, raise a lot of money for organizations that need help, and I mean you have a lot of good things going on there, so I'd love to chat about that today.
Great, thank you.
Great. So can you tell me first, I want to know how you got into pottery and what's your favorite thing about it?
Well, I learned how to throw pots in, I think it was 1986. I took an adult education class. I had finished college, moved to Los Angeles, was looking for something to do, and I just fell in love with it. I just fell in love with the idea of creating something with a ball of clay and turns into a bowl or a cup, and so that's what I just sort of fell in love with. And then I had an opportunity to start teaching people and sharing my own passion for pottery, and that's sort of how Peach Tree Pottery became Peach Tree Pottery about 10 years ago.
Great. And is there something in particular that people have their passions and something that drives you toward it? What is it about pottery that you want to share with others?
I think because people sometimes think that it's difficult, and what I really try to specialize in is taking people through a step-by-step process of learning how to center the clay on the wheel and making something. So a lot of times people get frustrated, so I kind of wanted to break that idea that it was really, really hard and I'm never ever going to be able to do this, and making it very simple for people to learn how to do this.
Great. And you have a scholarship fund which is called Morton Mechanic Scholarship Fund.
Right.
Can you tell me about that?
Sure. Morton Mechanic is my father, and he passed away about 10 years ago, right before I started Peach Tree Pottery, and I wanted to be able to kind of keep his memory alive. And so I make these little stones, and they have different words on them, and we sell them for like $5 at the store, the studio, and that money just helps me to defray costs from organizations that have kids that might not normally afford to take classes. So that's sort of how that got started. My dad wasn't really an artist of this nature, but he did play the clarinet, so a little bit of a crossover.
Exactly. And one of the ways you raise money for it is called art pieces, which is we have here, right?
Right, exactly.
And it's a $5 donation, and you get these stones that you make.
Correct.
So who makes these?
I actually do make them, and it started off with art piece was just I would put a peace sign on it, and that was when I first started, and then I just started, people would say, oh, I'd love one that said hope or believe, or so now there's a number of different things that are written on the stones. So I just kind of have a variety, and those are the actual art pieces that have sort of transformed over time.
Yeah, it's a very cute idea. I know one of them, my favorite, says I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So if you ever make someone angry, you can just buy this little stone for them.
Exactly, exactly.
Very cute. So show me let's talk about some of these other pieces you brought here.
Well, just along with the stones, this is sort of a new idea where you make a bowl and you actually make the little stones, and one says trust, believe, love, and hope, and it's just a great gift. Actually, you can put candies in there, and it just is a lovely gift. And I have different sizes that I'm working on at the moment. So this is a new addition, and then this is a bottle that I've made, and we call it the Bottle Project, and I make a lot of different shapes and sizes, and the idea is just to kind of put your hopes and wishes and dreams in there and hang on to it. And these are another new item, I guess, that I've been working on, and they're actually urns. And I've come across a lot of folks that have recently lost pets and family members, and they've been lately just coming to purchase a jar to be able to use that's a little bit more specialized, and I just have in piece on the top. So these are sort of the newer ones. And then this candle holder, a good friend of mine at Hope's Flame makes these candles, and I make like a little tray, and health or believe or hope, and it just makes a nice little gift. And so those are just a few items that we have at the studio.
Very nice. I like all the messages you have on there. Very inspiring.
Thank you.
So is there anything else? You have a holiday. You raise money during the winter holidays for different organizations. Can you tell me how you do that?
Yeah, for the last 6 or 7 years, there's a place called Casa Libre that's actually been the recipient of the Morton Mechanic Scholarship Fund, and it's a transitional program for single moms and their kids. And they recently closed for financial reasons in August, but usually what would happen is they would give me a list of the kids and what they needed for the holidays, and then I would just put it up on my website, and I'd send out an email and people would say, hey, is Johnny taken, or is Sarah, or whoever the kid is. And slowly but surely, every kid had an assigned person that would purchase things for them for the holiday. And then we would go dressed up as Santa Claus and deliver the presents directly to the kids in the family, which is a really, it's amazing. I can't even describe how grateful not only the place, but the patrons of Peach Tree Pottery that participate in it. So, and Casa Libre, like I said, they've closed, but now they're an emergency shelter. They've just sort of changed their purpose a little bit, but we're hoping that this year in 2010 we will restart doing the holiday program as well.
Great, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Very good. And you recently had a 2-day art show that I think raised money as well, or helped out up-and-coming artists.
Yeah, well, that was part of the holiday. Because we didn't have Casa Libre, we had people bring toys and actually also blankets and towels for pets that we brought to the animal shelter.
So you raised money for animal shelters
right,
too.
So we actually brought items for them to use. And usually throughout the year we'll have some kind of fundraiser. We had a 10-year celebration in June called Peach Fest, where along with the neighbors we closed down the street and we had live music and we had a little raffle, and we raised about $2,500 for the MS Society. So every time we do something, we've done, the American Red Cross back when Katrina had happened, and I'm trying to think of some of the others we've done for breast cancer walks that friends have done, and been able to pull together silent auctions. We did a fundraiser for brain tumor research. So I try to spread it around, so just so we can kind of hit all of, because everybody has, every organization touches somebody's heart in some way. So we just want to make sure that we kind of give to whoever we can at that moment. So.
Wow, that's wonderful. That's great. And so you're also helping. Of course, you're going to be helping up-and-coming artists. You showcase their art in part of your studio?
Right, exactly. We have kind of two parts to the studio. There's we have 10 pottery wheels on one side, and then we have a gallery space on the other side. And in fact, I just met with a couple different artists, and we have shows coming up in April and in May. And we're also hoping to bring back Peach Fest. We're kind of in the process right now, and I'm hoping for the first time to actually show kids art that live locally in the area, which I haven't done before. So I've been really wanting to do that as well. So, but the artists are photographers, mixed media, the candles as well. She has a line of products. So jewelry we've had. So I'm just always looking for somebody that's looking to maybe do a first-time show, because Peach Tree Pottery is sort of a great little place to have a first-time show, and so that's what I kind of look for.
Oh, that's great. So also, if people don't live, I know you're located in Los Angeles, but if you live maybe a little bit further away, you can't do daily or weekly classes. You offer one-time specialized kind of class. Right. Yeah, one of the things I've really tried to work on as a teacher is to find the easiest, most efficient way to teach somebody how to throw a pot, which includes learning how to wedge the clay, get the clay centered on the wheel as it's going around, and bringing up the walls as evenly as possible. And I do have the one-time class, and people can either join an existing class, or they can also book like a private or a semi-private class with a friend or boyfriend, girlfriend, doesn't matter really who it is. And I can just take them through those steps, and people really like that, because then they feel like a sense of accomplishment that they've done it in a fairly short period of time.
and then they can come back to glaze the pot the following week, or we can glaze it for them, and then they can pick up the finished product, because it does need to get fired twice in the kiln. So it's a lot of things happen after they make the pot. So.
Yeah, wonderful. So how can people reach you?
They can reach me. I always encourage people to check out the website, which is the www.peachtreepottery.com, and there's just a lot of information, and then we do schedule by appointment, so people eventually do need to call to see what might fit their schedule the best. And then, of course, I'm reachable by email, linda@peachtreepottery.com, and our phone number, 310-567-2708. And then we just, like I said, schedule people. I don't really cater to walk-ins, because I like to make sure I have enough wheels, and I also have the time to make sure if somebody's come a long distance that they come, and I don't want them to be disappointed. So I always try to book ahead.
Great. Thank you so much for coming today. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, God, thank you so much for having us.
Great. Great meeting you.
Great meeting you. Thank you.
Okay, and we're going to have more for everyone after the break.